Beware, my friends, not to mourn or weep, while in my silent grave I sleep. This deceitful world I leave behind, eternal rest in hopes to find. Hi guys, welcome back to Paranormal Resident. So in today's video I am here in Killcomin graveyard and church. It's like a medieval monastic site with a lot of history. So we are going to be ringing Rhonda, who is all the way in New York, and seeing what she picks up. She is a psychic medium, the American medium, and one of my best friends. It's so cool to have a medium on speed dial when I'm on these locations, and we're going to be ringing her. You're going to see that first, then we're going to be doing some ghost tube and some ghost tube box to spirit box. So I hope you enjoy, and here we go. Okay guys, so I am in this beautiful graveyard here, which is Killcomin Graveyard Church, and here is what we're looking at. So the wall I just crossed over is actually a coffin slab, where as you enter the churchyard there's a large stone slab in which the coffin of the deceased was placed, while the pallbearers were entering the graveyard, and that's the coffin slab right there. Interesting. I just thought that was a wall. So some of the features here, this interests me. I might do a session over here. It's the Lonely Man's Corner. An iron cross in the southwest corner of the churchyard marks the area known as the Lonely Man's Corner, where vagrants or vagabonds who wandered into the countryside looking for work died in the parish. They were interred in this lonely place. We have St. Coleman? St. Coleman? This is Killcomin. No. It's all the words, okay? Anyway, there is a 15th century church here. The original building, founded by St. Coleman, is no longer here, but that is the building we are talking about. There's also a bell that was discovered here, and a wart stone, which there's an indent in the stone. A depression in the slab is said to cure warts when it gathers water. Very interesting.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
See my boxes?
Hi.
I'm trying to be a Fitbit.
Oh, look at you. I can't see because of the sun.
Okay, well, what I'm picking up immediately is they were not just buried there, they lived there too. There were hermits that lived there as well.
Okay. Well, that's true, because this is a monastic site.
Okay, so I want to feel like it was a hermitage. And I honestly, hermitages, there really can't be, logically, there can't be a huge amount of people living and dwelling in a hermitage, because it defeats the whole point of being a hermit.
Yeah.
So, but in that area, and I think that, okay, I'm getting so much. As someone who was raised in America my entire life until now, I think of a hermit as someone who is by themselves, who socially does not interact, and lives off the land and is somehow supported by a community benevolent effort. That's how I think of as a hermit. And I also think of them possibly maybe mentally unbalanced, but that's not what's coming through here at all. These people, and I am literally, this feels so wrong to say this, but I'm picking up 3 male energies.
Okay.
And the whole concept of being a hermit would be that you live alone and you do not interact with others. And hermits really didn't even, like, even if they lived on
we came across a few hermits in the abbeys we went to. They were very kind of mentally distressed people, because they were so isolated.
Yes. they do it almost for their mental health, because even though they would seem like they're distressed there, it would be so much worse for them to interact in a way that the majority of people live. So, but in this case, these men who are picking up on right now kept to their own areas, and they were very small areas, but they really kept to their own space, and they stayed to themselves, and it was very, very, very quiet, very silent.
Yes.
And I just saw oh my God, a kind of a disturbing image.
Okay.
Of a man. He's bearded, and he's a hermit. But he caught a rabbit, and he used no weapons. He only used his hands. So he got the rabbit. He broke the rabbit's neck right in
front of you. Yeah. Okay.
And he literally lived off the land, and he would not share that with the other people who would stay in their areas. That would defeat the whole purpose of the suffering and providing for yourself, and not they were independent of each other.
Okay.
And he was just saying he made himself responsible for his own food. I believe there were brothers, or I want to say friars is the first word that literally popped in my head.
Yes.
Would check on them, but not daily.
Okay.
They would check on them and just kind of walk through and listen first, and kind of very quietly announce themselves and say that they're here, and if you need anything, if you are unwell, or if you need to be, have any herbs or any care, like medical care, make a sound, rustle.
Okay.
Like they would say, make a sound, rustle something. And so they would take a branch and move it, or rustle the grass or something, because they literally wouldn't talk. And I can see one of the either a brother or a friar, I don't know, but it was a man in a brown robe, so something like that. But I can see him bringing a gruel sort of in a bowl, and it's lumpy kind of looking, but it has a strong herby, almost herbs with kind of like a very bittery, earthy thing.
Okay.
Because one of them, I think, wasn't well, and I can see him bringing that out to him, and he's literally taking a spoon and putting it in the man's mouth, because the man is laying there. It looks like he has gotten...
wow, okay.
He's not well. He's not well at all. And this brother, I want to call him a brother, is nursing him, but he's not touching him. He won't touch him. But he's kneeling beside him, and the man just kind of opens his mouth, and it's kind of messy on his beard.
Yes.
And trying to nurse him, and I think eventually he dies, and then another one takes his place and lives there.
Oh, wow. So there is a few spirits wandering around here, because I definitely felt multiple. They were kind of, you know me, I don't claim to be psychic, I'm not like that whatsoever.
But you have a very high, strong intuition, Kieran.
Yeah, it was just, when I was filming Rhonda, I was feeling all, do you know when multiple people are talking to you and you get angry and you get frustrated? Yes. It was like that feeling, but nobody was talking to me. I couldn't hear anything, but I could feel like I was in a room with people screaming at me, listen to me, will you?
Right.
But maybe they were waiting, they knew I was going to ring you, and they were waiting for you.
They probably were, because did it get more quiet for you now?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. I feel focused. I feel like I'm more grounded. That's why I wasn't even going to call you, because I was like, I'm just all over the place. I can't talk to Rhonda. I don't want to put her off, and you picked up on that. The minute you answered the phone, you picked up on it, because you were like, wait a minute, there's something, you were kind of bamboozled. And I didn't tell you anything beforehand.
So it was like I was listening to 3 radio stations at one time, and they're all talking shows, and I'm trying to figure
Like,
out
I
what each
don't
of them
feel
are
it's
saying.
anything negative, but I also feel it was just too much for me to handle, I suppose.
I will tell you, I don't feel like, you said it was called the Lonely Man's Corner.
Yeah.
I don't feel, I mean, they definitely have some graves there of wanderers who no one claimed as family. But I will say it's only men. There are no female energies coming through at all. And I really, really believe that the graves there are of the Lonely Man's area that you're referring to. I think those were definitely from the hermits who lived there.
Okay.
I really do. I feel like they weren't just random people that said, "Hey, I want a Christian burial, and I want to be here." It was more. These were men who chose a silent, solitary life, and we are giving them honor, a Christian honor, because honestly, and I'm hearing, wow, okay, so I'm getting a lot of commentary from the brothers who work there, and they said we wouldn't just give someone a Christian burial if we didn't know that they had the right to have a Christian burial. So these men who are buried there, the souls that are there, the majority of them, I would say probably 3/4, majority, maybe more than that, of them were ones that actually lived in nature as hermits. And I just can't feel like it. I keep seeing the number 3. And so I feel like it's never more than 3 at a time, and they rotate in and they rotate out. And it was just kind of a known thing that you could come there and have a sedentary pilgrimage in a holy place, and it was almost like I want to call it like a silent order, really, of these hermits who were there. And oh wow, more's coming through. Oh my god.
Okay, go for it, girl.
So they were lucky. They were very, very lucky. And so people would come and not invade the perimeter, but not invade the area, but come to the perimeter and like leave gifts and walk away quietly and cross themselves. I can see them doing that. And then they would walk away. Like if something bad was in there happening, there's a woman coming through right here. She's telling me her story. She was a villager. She lived not far from here, and this would be her church, her parish, whatever, where she would go to worship. But she's in her 40s. I want to say like 45. And she's pregnant and she's having trouble. She's had other children, but this is for her a later in life pregnancy, and she's not doing well. And she goes, I need a blessing. I need to get through this pregnancy safely. Something's not right. And so she created like this loving meal with her own hands. I'm feeling very emotional. So she was, I remember, she's crying. I'd say I remember. Like I can see her in past tense crying and kneading this bread with her hands, and she's pushing her heel of her hands into this bread, and she's crying, and she's letting her tears as she's praying get into the dough that she's kneading. And she said, my tears will be the salt for this bread. And so she kneads this bread, and she brings it as an offering to this, just outside the perimeter of this hermitage there. And as she leaves, she doesn't say a word. She completely goes in silence, lays it down with cloth wrapped around it, and just walks away and asks for her prayers to be answered, for her child to be safely delivered. And she said, and God heard my prayer.
Oh, wow.
She had a son, she said.
A son.
Wow, she's telling me he ended up being someone important for the village.
Okay.
She said she's showing me a picture of him with like a, this isn't something that I'm used to from being in America, but I have seen some programs where they'll have like a mayor or something, and they have this big white medallion sort of necklace around him. She showed me a picture of her son wearing that, and so he became a pillar of the community.
Wow.
and in leadership. And she said that he would never have been able to help and be the type of man that he grew to be without this area where you are standing right now.
How cool is it that you are sitting in New York now, and you're here in an Irish graveyard in Tipperary?
You know what? Spirit knows no bounds. There is
they wanted to talk to you.
Time, and there's no such thing as distance.
No.
Time or distance does not exist. And I felt her emotion, and that wave of emotion.
You're just incredible.
And it's funny, I'm trying to connect with that one hermit. He wasn't the one that got sick. I want to say George. I feel like his name was George before he took like a vow of silence.
Yes.
I asked him, I said, do you remember this woman? And he said, I don't. I keep to myself. I give my life to God. And I said, well, you know that people bring you things, and you may have been one of the hermits that ate her bread that she cried and prayed into. And he goes, possibly. And I said, well, do you feel anything? When you're taking these offerings, do you say a blessing for them? He goes, no, I have no one to give a blessing. God is the only one to give a blessing. And he says, my existence is for God.
Yeah. I always wonder how, when I come to, do you know, Ireland is a very Catholic country, and when people, you know, say mediums aren't real and psychics are fake, I'm just thinking, like, you are Jewish. there is no way you would know this information. Like, it just blows my mind, because I feel like I'm talking to.
I don't practice.
Oh, of course,
energy,
but it's just incredible.
It doesn't, I guess, being the experience I have as being a medium isn't in any way related to religion whatsoever. It's related to love and connection with, on my own level, love and connection with God, my creator.
Yes.
And I am in no way religious. My blood is Jewish. I am not Christian, although I have a Christmas tree.
Yes.
I don't speak Hebrew. Just a few swear words or whatever expletives in Yiddish, or little things like that. But and I'm not diminishing all the pain and suffering and death and all that happened to people in my own family lineage. My blood.
I feel like Jewish people, even though Irish is not a religion, there are both a people who have been through hell by other people. You know, it's.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
And it continues.
It continues.
But but I mean, I'm lucky, literally being a person whose parents were born in Czechoslovakia. I'm lucky that I'm even alive. The amount of Czech Jews that are alive are very,
very, very slim.
Small amount, because of all of the terror and everything that happened. But I don't even practice Judaism. I don't go to a synagogue or anything, or a Christian church or anything, but I pray daily.
It's the same as me. I'm Catholic, but I have a faith, but it's nothing to do with the church. But I'm still a Catholic, just not a practicing one. Yes. But I practice in my own way.
You know what? Exactly. You know what I find is crazy is my adopted father, who is the man I refer to as my daddy, my dad growing up. He the least religious person, the least spiritual person on the planet. He didn't pray before food or anything. He was just like.
And you lived down south in America, wasn't it? So there, on the Bible Belt.
I grew up in Arizona, and my dad, Jack, I'm named after him. His Lee. My name is Lee, so I'm named after my dad. But the thing that's crazy is my dad in life said, "Oh, when I die, I'm just going to go back to the earth. There's nothing left." And now, as a medium, my dad comes through so strongly, on the spirit board, and just talks to me all the time. And it's funny because, like, on the spirit board, he even said, at one point, I was asking him, like, I'm always asking my dad, should I do this? What about this? Da, 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 da. And he'll spell out everything. And then at the end, one time he even said, God is good. And I'm like, wow, who are you?
It's just incredible, yeah.
So, like, when I went on tour with you through Ireland and connect with all these souls, some of them lived horrible lives, and they acknowledge God. And they acknowledge angels. They acknowledge all of that. So
yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, there's no boundary to spirit.
Literally, Rhonda, I was walking through and a little old lady just was looking at me. I was like, you were like, she walked in and just said Ouija board and she nearly dropped. I was like, don't have a heart attack, I'm not able for her.
That's why I try not to call it a Ouija board anymore. I call it a spirit board. People freak out.
Yes.
Oh my god, they think it's some kind of devil tool. It's not. It just makes it easier for spirit to come through and give you clear messages that you can decipher.
Oh my god. Listen, you are amazing, and thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
It's so happy.
Okay guys, so I have Ghost Tube going. I'm heading over to the Lonely Man's Corner.
Tunnel.
They're talking about a tunnel.
Why? Don't.
So I'm calling out to the spirits here of Killcomin graveyard and church. If you're here, can you come forward and tell me your name?
Cold.
Cold.
Vengeful.
Okay. Is there any vagabonds here? You mad you didn't get a proper burial?
Drink.
Oh, drink. Maybe they were fond of a drink. They're Irish, so that wouldn't be surprising.
Satanic.
No. I'm not satanic. Or maybe you are, but what I'm doing is just communicating with the spirits, which I suppose is deemed kind of satanic and kind of witch stuff. But I mean no harm. I have good intentions, and I don't want to upset anybody.
Institution.
The Catholic Church was an institution.
Crying.
Who's crying? Tell me your name.
House.
House. Can you maybe tell me how you passed away? And why you're still here? I hope that was a bug and not somebody touching me. Maybe if we go into the church, guys.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? That's very nice. I like when spirits are polite. I'm doing good, but how are you? Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you.
Greetings.
Greetings. How sweet. Hi there. My name's Kieran. What's yours? So I'm here at this headstone of William Minchin Stackpool, aged
Follow me, mother.
aged 11 years, who accidentally came to his death on the 1st of July 1862 at the crossroads at Newtown by the upsetting of a donkey's car.
Peak.
A donkey's car, but they would say donkey, which he was driving alone to school. How interesting. Hello. And it was like
Week.
the tomb was erected by Stephen, maybe his dad.
Another room.
Beware, my friends, not to mourn or weep, while in my silent grave I sleep. This deceitful world I leave behind, eternal rest in hopes to find.
Strangled.
Ooh, that's not very positive. Who was strangled?
Find me.
Oh, okay. Where you at?
No.
Okay guys, I have Ghost Tube Vox going now. I'm still kind of in shock with how many words were coming through. I'm getting overwhelmed when I'm here, so as I come in I'm flustered and I can't focus. So that usually means to me there's a lot of spirits around. And again, not that I claim that I'm psychic in any way, but I suppose I am psychic, but I don't know how to explain it. Not psychic, it just doesn't seem like the right word. It's a knowing, it's a feeling more than a word. So if there's any spirits who want to communicate with me, please come forward and use the device I'm holding in my hand. I'll put you guys on the coffin slab, shall I? Why not? So this is where you are going, near the road. And it's free. Who is here with me? Cadbury. Could do with a Cadbury right now. In relation to interpret. Look at him. Look at him. That feedback. See. Tell me who is here. How many spirits are with me right now? Guys, I'm so unfocused. My levels are all over the place. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like wandering around confused almost. Not like confused, I know I'm filming a video, but I can't concentrate. It's like there's multiple spirits trying to talk to me. Almost bombarding me with information, but I can't hear the information, but I can. Does that make sense? It might make sense to mediums, psychics, and people who are just naturally sensitive. But I'm really struggling here, and like it's a beautiful day. I'm not scared. I'm not worried. I have no anxiety. But I feel very closed in on, and usually when I'm at a location I just run around and I'm free to the world. And I just have fun. But I'm feeling very closed in upon and almost made to feel very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. I feel like I shouldn't be here at all. What's wrong with you? I'm having a moment. Can you just give me a moment? Here at all. I don't know, guys.
On trees.
Okay guys, thanks so much for watching Paranormal Resident. If you could, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, all linked down below. I don't know about this place, guys. It's messed with my head a little bit, but I don't know if I'm just being dramatic. I don't know. I have a flair for dramatics, you know. But okay guys, make sure you leave me a comment and tell me what you felt walking around here. It always fascinates me. I just think there's a lot going on and it's overwhelming me, but okay. Until next time, where am I pointing the camera? Like over here. Sorry. Until next time, bye. I still didn't do my eyebrows and I'm wearing the same clothes, so judge me all you want, bitches.